I get pulled over going to work. I get pulled over coming from work. I got pulled over in the stadium leaving the game. I'm still on property of the Buffalo Bills, and I got pulled over.
Being in college, I'd hit him dead in the damn head with it.
According to insiders, the incident involving the Texas State policeman who shoved two black South Carolina players was not at all random. Prominent figures, including Shannon Sharpe, Marshawn Lynch, and LeBron James, are coming out against what they see as a blatant cover-up. They contend that neither a pistol nor a badge should have been given to this cop. And a lot of people are now speculating about what would have happened if this had happened somewhere dark and quiet, rather than in a busy football stadium. Fortunately, the two players maintained their composure and concentration. They decided not to respond in a way that may have jeopardized their personal safety or their prospects. However, since the issue seems to transcend much beyond the single incident on the field, it shouldn't be disregarded. The incident took place on November 15th during the football game between Texas A&M and South Carolina College. The trooper approached Nick Harbor and Oscar Attaway as they were jogging back after scoring a touchdown. He makes contact with Harbor, shoves him, and then points and yells at him for no apparent reason in a widely shared video. The trooper was removed from his position on game day when security and Texas police promptly intervened. Later, the Texas Department of Public Safety declared that an internal investigation had started, but they declined to provide further information. Officials attempted to minimize the incident, but the video quickly gained popularity online and attracted the interest of sportsmen and spectators nationwide. LeBron James was among the first to respond, stating that the trooper should be suspended because his actions were deliberate. Marshawn Lynch also voiced his opinions, stating that he wasn't surprised at all because he had previously experienced hostile and discriminatory treatment from police, which he feels even had an impact on his decision to leave the Buffalo Bills.
Serious it was.
Shannon Sharpe commended the two players for maintaining composure, stating that their patience demonstrated true maturity. He acknowledged that he might have lost control and responded differently if something similar had occurred during his own college years.
Real quick.
Godfrey also raised his voice, stating that it appeared as though the trooper intentionally bumped into the players. He observed that the cop approached them after the landing with the intention of causing trouble, even though he wasn't initially in the tunnel.
All of a sudden you see this state trooper walk in between them, like purposely bumping them. And they're like, yo, what the f? And he's like, you get out of here. Just got real like belligerent with them. I'm sitting here like, what the f just happened? I go, yo. And by the way, guys, there's a long version of this video. They're only showing the short version. I have the longer version so that he could put himself in position to bump these dudes like he was a high school bully from the 80s.
Godfrey made a compelling argument since the media attempted to portray this as a furious argument between the two parties, but that is completely untrue. The guys didn't argue back and forth. The trooper approached, made contact, and attempted to start an argument. It calls into question this man's entire background if he is willing to act so brazenly toward black college athletes in front of thousands of people. They must examine all of his cases, not just those that are visible to the general public. According to some sources, this might have been done on purpose, as if someone wished to harm a player. That may sound excessive, but the idea stems from anger with how frequently these circumstances occur. It strikes me as yet another instance of systematic racism that has persisted for a long time. Regardless of their skill or reputation, black athletes continue to be singled out by excessively harsh law enforcement. Black men have historically been singled out by law enforcement and subjected to intimidation or needless force, particularly when they represent no threat at all. Even though these two gamers were traveling calmly, they were nevertheless targeted. This problem is not limited to a single game. At every level of athletics, we have witnessed comparable circumstances. Sterling Brown in 2018 is a prime example. He had a straightforward parking issue as a rookie for the Milwaukee Bucks. However, the cops threw him, detained him, and handled him as if he posed a threat. Even though he was generally cooperative, it demonstrates that black athletes are still subject to discrimination despite their success and notoriety.
Look at that cable. Taser!
Instead of an 8-minute altercation involving multiple cops and a taser, illegal parking typically results in a modest penalty. However, Sterling Brown experienced that just because he was a black guy operating a motor vehicle. After the video went viral, the city gave him $750,000. However, the experience is not negated by that compensation. Brown has often stated that similar situations occur daily in black communities. People find it more difficult to turn away when they witness it happen to someone so famous.
You were resisting, that you were being combative, but the video proves otherwise.
Exactly. Everybody thought I was combative, thought I was, being aggressive. But I get mad every time I watch it, because I was defenseless pretty much. This happens from coast to coast, it's something that's being shown more now that technology has advanced. And it's something that's been happening for years, and people's stories have not been told, people's stories have not been heard.
And there's Tyreek Hill. Before a game in Miami in 2024, he was stopped by police, handcuffed, and restrained in a manner that seemed excessive for a simple traffic problem. The footage showed one officer yanking him out of his McLaren and smashing him onto the ground, despite the officer's claims that he wasn't cooperating. Even though Tyreek was outraged, it was clear that at least one officer allowed his rage to get the better of him. The officer's inability to control his emotions caused a situation that should have remained peaceful to turn violent. Younger athletes are also at risk. During a traffic check in 2020, Jalen Butler, a college swimmer from Eastern Illinois University, was threatened with gunfire by police. Police later attempted to justify their actions by claiming that they believed he matched the suspect. To be honest, though, it sounded like just another attempt to defend their own behavior, regardless of how incorrect it was.
Quoting Jalen Butler, as Butler and the ACLU pursue a lawsuit against 6 law enforcement officials for allegedly threatening the swimmer at gunpoint and unfairly detaining him as the teen returned from a conference championship swim meet a year ago.
These circumstances are not at all arbitrary. Black guys, whether they're professional sports players or collegiate players, consistently receive worse treatment from the authorities. The South Carolina players were in a tunnel with security personnel and cameras. The troopers continued to act violently nevertheless. Imagine now what occurs in locations where there is no security, no eyewitnesses, and no video evidence. So I'd like to hear your thoughts. Do you think this was more deliberate, or was it just a trooper losing control? Do you think that even in public places, black athletes receive distinct treatment? Let us know what you think in the comments below and check back for the next.